I don't know how to do this. Hi, I'm Alana, and for my 30-day project I chose how to cook. And for this video I'm going to go through this book. Well, not really go through, this book to help me with the video. It's my inspiration, I guess. Not really, but it's How to Cook, an Easy and Imaginative Guide for the Beginner by Raymond S. And I don't know how to pronounce his last name. It's S-O-K-O-L-O-V. So however you pronounce that. And so this video, in this book, it goes through tips and help and tricks and stuff, and also recipes, and they range from like super easy to like super hard, and I bookmarked some of them that I want to try out. And my goal for this project is just to get experience on how to cook, because I don't want to grow up and then I don't know how to cook anything and I'll be alone in the kitchen ordering takeout. So I don't want to do that. I want to learn how to cook, and I'm hoping this book will help me. I just want to get the experience on how to cook things and things that I like, and that I might try to remember for the future. Yeah.
Okay, so here's my fridge, and there's plastic on it because we kind of just moved in and we're still not done with it. Like, there's gonna be some wood that goes here, so yeah. And then you open the fridge. I tried to organize it. I don't know how well I did. Okay, so the fridge should be below 45 degrees or at 45 degrees. So ours is at 38, and it should also be well organized and inventoried, so you know what you have and that you can find it easily, and you won't know like what's moldy and stuff. And so I don't know. I have brothers, and this would get messed up really fast, so that's why I didn't mess with it too much. And then the freezer shouldn't be below 0 degrees, and see, ours is at 10 degrees Fahrenheit, so that's good. And then just a whole bunch of frozen stuff, obviously. And then over here we have our oven. So you turn the oven on at 350 if you don't know what the temperature you're supposed to bake whatever you're baking in, and then you just check on it periodically and see like, oh, I should turn it up more, and then you can depending on how the food's doing. And so that's like the standard temperature for stuff. And I'm gonna hit cancel. And then over here we have the range or the stove. So here you can cook practically anything. Like, the only thing they cook in the oven is desserts and cakes and stuff like that. So this is what it looks like. It's a fire gas type stove. And oh yeah, and our backsplashes are done. See? Wow, cute. So cute. And then you know how like when you turn on the stove, I can't think of words. When you turn on the stove and you just, okay, this won't let you do it, but you can turn it on, and if you don't hear this noise, then that means that gas might be leaking. So you want to like push it down and then turn it on, and then you know it's on, and then you typically press it down, hear that noise, and turn it off. And so that's that. So if you start smelling gas in your house, then open a window or call the gas corporation company place. I mean, you could do both, of course. And so that was, gas is like naturally not scented, and you can usually smell gas. So that's why you should do that. It's like a safety thing. Yeah, and then over here, I wasn't really going to show this, but I'm too lazy to find clean pots and pans. Like, look, wow, we have rice. We are so Asian. Yep. Because like we even have 2 rice cookers over here, and those are both full of rice. So you want to invest in good pots and pans like these ones. We've had them for like a while. This is Bio Health America. Yeah, so these have had like a lifetime warranty, so that's good. We've had them for like a long time. But your standard pots and pans will do the job, so I wouldn't worry too much. Carbon steel knives are the best type of knives, and these are the ones that we typically use. Oh, it's crooked. Okay, so we usually use these two, and this one, oh no, is a German steel, so I don't know how well that is, but it's better than stainless steel. Stainless steels are bad because they're hard to sharpen, and like the tip of the knife, like right here, would be curved upward, which you could, you know, cut your hand and stuff, and that's not good. And then they could also damage wood surfaces, so that's bad, of course. Like wooden counters, this is, I don't know what this is, granite maybe? But it is good to get a wooden cutting board because they're softer. And then over here we have measuring. Okay, so 1 cup, I have this one filled. I don't know if you can see it, but it's filled. And then there's this one. Okay, so this is 8 ounces. Let me see if you can, oh, 1 cup. Okay, so this, oh, that one's really full. So if you were, just to prove that this is 1 cup or 8 ounces. Okay, see, so that's really full. So you have 2 of these. See, oh, look, you can see the water. So that, and then this, if you were to have times two of these, so like 4 of these pink plastic cups, so that much, that would equal 1 pint, if you can, wait, 1 pint, oops, 1 quart. This equals 1 pint, this equals 1 quart, if you can see it, yep. 1 quart, 32 ounces, and then back to the cups. 1 cup, 1 cup equals 16 tablespoons, and I couldn't find the one that looks like this, all like perfect with measurements on it. See, this one says 1 teaspoon. So 3 of these, 3 teaspoons equals 1 tablespoon, and 16 of these filled with whatever can fit into a cup. And I thought this was really useful because sometimes I'm like, oh no, I can't find a tablespoon, so let me just use my teaspoon and do my measurements that way, and I always have to look it up on the internet. So that's super helpful. Whenever you see in recipes, like, I'll just show you what I wrote. In recipes, if you ever see a capital S in salt or like a capital O in oil or even in pepper, so it's, instead of saying like 1 teaspoon of salt, then you get to decide how much salt you put in it because it's up to your taste.
As you can see, I burnt the cookies a little. I didn't read the instructions all the way, and this was actually supposed to be 50 cookies, but I made a dozen, and they're a little bit burnt, but yeah, oh well.
Okay, so here are the ingredients that you'll need to make pancakes. You'll need 2 1/4 cups of flour, 1 tablespoon and half a teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 tablespoon of sugar. And I'm gonna mix those into a bowl. In a separate bowl, I'm mixing 2 eggs, 1 1/4 cups of milk, and 4 tablespoons of butter. And once I finish that, I'm going to mix it with the dry ingredients. And now I'm just greasing what I'm gonna put the pancakes on to make them, and these took a long time to do. And wow, look at that spatula dance. So that's that. I'm just making pancakes, and those took a long time to cook, and I realize here those kind of just taste like bread. They didn't really taste like pancakes. And those chocolate chips, like why I did that was because I didn't want to burn the chocolate on what I was making them on. So yeah.
How do you like the pancakes?
They're alright.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate them?
A 6.
Okay.
Okay.
And here I'm making brownies, and they're more fudgy, and these are the ingredients that you are going to need. First, I'm taking a cup of sugar and I'm going to mix it in with 8 tablespoons of butter, which is also 1 stick. Here I'm using like a double broiler type thing. So I have boiling water in the pot with a glass bowl on top with 1 ounce of chocolate chips, and then I'm gonna mix in the sugar and butter mixture. And then I'm gonna whisk in 2 eggs, but I did it when it cooled down just a little bit so they didn't scramble. And now I'm adding in 7 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 1/8 teaspoon salt, half a cup of flour, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla.
And this is what the batter looks like. And I didn't have a pan that was, or whatever that is, I didn't have one that was as small as it recommended, so I used the smallest one that I could find. Okay. So how's the
recipe and a lot of calm.
Do you like the recipe or the brownies then?
Brownies are good.
I mean, you can be honest.
No, these actually taste good.
Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate them?
11.
11.
I would rate it 11. It's piping hot because it came straight out of the oven. Not hot because it's spicy.
Right. And here I'm making an omelet, and so I used 2 eggs, 1 tablespoon of butter, parsley, salt, and pepper, and I just chose however much I wanted to. So yeah. And as you can see, this omelet was a total fail. Look at that failure. Oh my gosh, disappointment. It tasted okay though.
Hi, okay, so that was my 30-day project on, well, with the help of this book, and I made, like I showed what I made, and then that beginning part, like breaking into the kitchen, that's what it's called. That was a section of this book about like the tips and the help, so I thought that I'd put that in there because I thought it was useful. And so cooking wise, I learned that there's definitely a difference between pots and pans. I learned that when I failed that omelet. And then I learned that there's also a big difference between bleach flour and organic unbleached type flour. And so yeah, I learned, and I think I'm going to continue to try to learn how to cook and stuff. And this book helped me. So yeah, hooray! My goals for this video was to learn how to cook things and just to get experience and to practice, and I definitely think that I did get that. So that's jolly good. So yeah, I want to continue to try to cook things and get better because man, that omelet was such a fail. I want to make a better one. So yeah, it's a really good project. Okay, bye!
How do you stop?